So how's it guys, Riotbox here and welcome back to another episode of the MotoGP 19 career mode. This time we are here for the Austrian Grand Prix and unfortunately I was talking away on my first recording, or the start of this recording, and I actually forgot to change the microphone input to my normal microphone. So I lost the first half of this episode where we did practice and qualifying, so I really do apologise for that. So in this episode, unfortunately, or fortunately, however you see it, we only have the race. So we did manage to get on pole position by a country mile. We were a second quicker than Marquez. We're really recovering after that awful race weekend at the Czech Grand Prix last episode. So if you did miss that one, go check it out because it was the start of the downfall of the season. But we're bouncing back today here in Austria. So we're going to be followed closely by Marc Marquez. We're going to go for medium tyres, I think. Should be fine round here at the Red Bull Ring, and a lot of other riders going for mediums. Rossi with a soft tyre as well. You can see the qualifying times there as well. So we're going to push on then. Let's head out for the race, starting from the first position place on the grid. Pole position it is. Let's go for the race then. Come on, 7 laps ahead of us here for the Austrian Grand Prix. The lights are out and we are away off of the front row, and look at the start. Vinales had an absolute rocket of a start and he is through up into first place. He's going to hold it nicely through turn 1. So a surprise little visit from Vinales. We've got Morbidelli behind us as well. So the Yamaha is going pretty quick around here, and it is Vinales that's ahead. I wonder if they've updated the game for the rider performance, because look at this, Morbidelli is right behind us. Actually no, it's Marquez now. Where did Morbidelli go? He must have completely outbroke himself or something. Quartararo is only in 12th, and we've got Vinales just up the road. So let's keep on pushing then. Maverick Vinales, we are going to get you. Lean through there, bit wide at turn 6, going to pull it back down. Got to keep the heat in the tyres, which we should be able to do pretty easily, to be fair. Now we're going to pick up some slipstreams to come out onto this little back straight, and look at the run around the outside of Maverick Vinales there. Job done, back into the lead. Brake as late as we can into the penultimate corner, turn 9. Only 10 turns around here. Shortest track on the calendar. Hence why we've got 7 laps here today. Valentino Rossi in 6th place. We are ahead of Vinales. He got us into turn 1, but then in the end we were able to get it up ahead of him again. This time around on lap number 2 we're going to lead, and hopefully going to lead the whole lap, and we're going to push on our Ducati. Rossi's falling down the order. Look at him go. Dovizioso's ahead of him now. Right then, back to the action. Just getting a screenshot for the thumbnail there, and we've got Maverick Vinales still behind us with Marc Marquez, and Marquez is starting to push onto the back of Maverick there, so he might not be second for long. Rossi's still falling backwards in the order, although fights back at Quartararo for 9th place. And Lorenzo a surprise 10th place. Wouldn't really expect Lorenzo to be up in the top 10 at all. Well, Quartararo just got him back, but Lorenzo's there in the top 10. That has to be his best finish so far this season. Pushing on then, look at the gap we got to the guys behind. What a difference a track and an episode make. You go back to the last episode, you would have thought we were able to win by well, win races at all really, but then look at us leading, look at the gap we got. As long as we don't make a mistake, just bring the bike home. It should be a nice easy win this episode. Nice and relaxed. 25.2. Can start to be very cautious in the braking zones, really. Look after the tyres as much as we like. Not bad at all. Right, lap number 3 then, still leading, and the gap to Marquez and Vinales behind is going to be, let's check it out on the left, 2.3 seconds to Maverick Vinales, who's followed closely by Marc Marquez. Still, Morbidelli's back there as well, and it looks like 5th place to me. And we can continue to push on. Morbidelli goes into 4th ahead of Miller. It's a tight battle behind, but out front for us, Don't know why the Ducati, Petrucci and Dovi are struggling so much. This Duke feels lovely round here. A bit wide there at turn 6. Miller and Crutchlow battling out for 5th place. The thing I've got to watch is that I don't lose concentration and fall off or make a mistake or just drop the pace completely and can't pick it back up again. We're going to have to keep the tyres in optimum temperature as well. Around the final corner, a little bit wide, missed the apex a little bit, a kick, oversteer off of the curb there. But we get away with it, 25.8, slowing down a little bit on that lap. We dropped the pace, look after the tyres a bit, 25.2 was the previous time, that was a 25.8, and look at the bump from the curb, see what I mean, be careful. Rossi now fights back ahead of Dovizioso, so Dovi on the other factory Ducati. Our teammate closest to us is in 8th place. That's really not that good, is it, at all? Dovi's second in the championship as well. Rossi now drops to 10th, goes back up to 9th. It's pretty close back there. I kind of want to be in that battle, not going to lie. Obviously we're not going to because we're winning here by a country mile. I'm going to just bring the bike home. Lap number 4, halfway through lap number 4 actually. 3 laps to go after this one. We're barely having to push. Never had this much pace ever before over the AI. So I could take it as a nice Sunday drive. Who'd have thought about that for a MotoGP race in the Premier Class? A Sunday drive here at Austria. We're just gonna go with it. I'm not complaining. You saw how much we struggled at Brno last episode, and now look how easy it is. We gotta take it when it comes and push when the going gets tough. But here we go, 25.3, a better lap time there. We're gonna extend our lead a little bit. 3.2 seconds is the gap. I wonder if we can go for another fastest lap on this race. We didn't quite get one on the last lap, but we're pretty close. I think about a 1/10 and a half off, so I might push on to see if I can beat the time. And we've ran completely wide there at the top of the hill. We get away with it though. Luckily it's mostly tarmac runoff. There's a little bit of gravel, but we didn't make too much bad of the mistakes there. What's the gap as we come through the next sector split? It's going to be 3 points something seconds surely. 3 seconds flat to Vinales, so we can keep on pushing. Dovi fights it back to 8th place. We're going to keep it going around at turn 7. Then we can chuck it into the penultimate corner. We're only going to have 2 laps left in this Grand Prix, so we might get them fastest lap, but we'll see. I don't think this lap's been fast enough since that mistake we made at the top of the hill. Let's see. 25.5, yeah, no, definitely. Still not a bad lap time considering the mistake we made. Almost 4 seconds is the gap. Alright, let's try again for a fastest lap of the race. We're going to get it on this one, hopefully. Although the tyres are starting to go, so we have to watch out for that. Breaking the top of the hill then. This time we're not going to run it too wide. Probably brakes a little bit early, but it means we can go slow and fast out at the top of the hill. Over the crest then under the board. And keep on pushing. I wonder what the gap's going to be as we're going to come through the next sector split. That's sort of how we can judge the lap times. Let's see then. We're about to come through the split now. Quartararo 8th, Dovi 9th. 4.4 seconds. This is feeling like a quick lap. This is feeling like a really quick lap, and look at the rear end on us there, and we ran it deep into turn 7. That's probably our hopes of fastest lap on this lap. Gone down the drain. I don't know, we'll see though. Penultimate corner. Hook it up nicely, final corner. Hook it up very, very nicely. Watch the rear one to kick out. Let's see what lap time it is. 25.183. Yes, it is the fastest lap. Let's see if we can break into the 24s on the final lap here then. 5 seconds is the gap. Back to Vinales. Morbidelli 3rd. Marquez 4th. We really are getting some good luck with the results in this season. Makes a change compared to the Yamaha season, to be honest. Again, we run it way too deep. Don't fall off. It's the final lap. Way too deep as we try and push it. That a little bit too much. 5.1 seconds still is the gap, though. Final lap. Can we break our record and can we get into the 24s? That would be fantastic if we could. I don't think we will. Oh man, pushing it. We're just pushing it too hard and we've fallen off. What a mistake to make there. We lose our 5-second lead that we had to Vinales and Morbidelli. Silly mistake, but a crash and we can carry on. If only it worked like that in real life. We got lucky there. Still got a second lead. Around the penultimate corner, the rear doesn't feel too good now. I think when you crash you take some damage, so bike not feeling great, but we're going to bring it around the final corner. We're going to win the Austrian Grand Prix after a last lap crash. We escaped narrowly and managed to take the win, so I would take that. Not bad at all. Just under a second ahead of Vinales. Take a look at the standings then. 64 points ahead. Vinales climbs up to join with our other teammate, Petrucci. So that's good for Vinales, but we still lead the team and constructors rankings by a country mile. So good stuff from us in this episode. So that's been it. I hope you guys really did enjoy the episode, and if you did, remember smash the like button, share it around with friends, don't forget to subscribe for more F1 and MotoGP career mode.